Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Winter Court 500 plus Paladin, and you can see in the brackets that I have advanced in the title. This is because I already made a Winter Court for beginners video for Paladins. Now the beginners video only sort of used the before teleport section of Winter Court, and that's the sort of easier section where you can just, get your bestiaries, you can get your charms unlocked, and it's sort of like around level 400. This guide will really push you to push Winter Court to the limit, and also you as well. It's going to be much more difficult than the beginners section, but it's going to hopefully show you how to really make the most out of Winter Court. So let's take a look at the results that we can expect. So first of all, the quoted result come from here on the left. So these results I was able to get after unlocking all the charms, minus the one on Thanacersus, and once I got really comfortable with the spawn, I was able to maintain this sort of 5.2 kk raw on like a 490 paladin. So that is what I believe is sort of achievable at level 500. Here, the second analyzer you can see is the same character but without charms. So this was before I unlocked charms. I was able to get about 4.9 kk. So as you can see, for me at least, the charms gave about extra 250k raw per hour. And here on the right, you can see the results with a couple of damage praise as well. Actually didn't give me as much as I was anticipating. I thought it would give me more. But yeah, they still gave a little boost. So overall, I give this place S tier rating. I believe this is essentially one of the best spots you can do on a level 500 Paladin. You've still got Asura Mirror, where you can probably get a little bit more experience, maybe Roshamel West, where you can maybe do a little bit more experience, but this place is very, very top tier, both for experience and profit. As you can see with the profit, you can also expect somewhere around 8 to 900k per hour, which is great. Difficulty-wise, it's about a 7 out of 10, I would say. It's not super easy, but it's also not that difficult. I mean, there are a couple of pulls where you do have to be careful, especially those which include Soul Broken Harbingers, because those guys are strong, so you make sure not to overdo it. But in general, it's, in my opinion, not terribly difficult spot. I think this spot peaks at about 5.5 kk raw. Once you get over 5.5 kk raw, you're going to have to extend your inside TP section a bit more, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. But somewhere about 5.5 kk raw is relatively achievable from somewhere from around level 600, I would say. With regards to Bestiary, it'll take you about 8 hours for Rear Guard and Vanguard, about 18 hours for Soul Brokens, and about 40 hours for Panna. And this is the best place to get them. It actually is faster than at Summer Court. So if you do want to get those, Winter Court is the place to go. Moving on. So I recommend level, this is actually wrong. I recommend 500 plus. Now this is achievable on a 450. Your results probably aren't going to be quite as good, and it's going to be a little bit more dangerous. But if you want to try it, you can probably come here at level 450 as well. You will need a Dream Court quest access to the Dream Labyrinth. You need to get inside the TPs, and this place can be effectively by knights, paladins, mages, duos, and maybe even a full team hunt, but I think there probably wouldn't be enough respawn, but maybe like a level 200 team hunt could probably be okay. Recommend all standard imbues and ice protection imbuement. As you can see, even with ice protection imbuement, I was taking 34% ice damage, so very, very useful. Definitely recommend it. For damage breakdown, obviously prioritize physical followed by ice. In my experience, Soul Stalkers are slightly better than Frostflower Boots if you have them. If you don't have Soul Stalkers, Frostflower Boots will be more or less the same, so, don't worry about it. And yeah, physical armor plus ice imbue is much better than Embrace of Nature as well. So, Embrace of Nature gives like 11% ice protection, but obviously that's going to be much worse than like a gnome armor with oh, actually you can't imbue gnome armor, but like a mutated skin armor or soul shell imbued with ice imbue is going to probably be your best choice here. Moving on to supplies per hour, about 1300 great mana potions, about 300 ultimate spirits, 1500 diamond arrows, 600 GFBs, 6 bullseye potions, and you're going to want to have a few SDs as well. There are places where you will end up with a rogue single Thanacersus that you're going to want to, SD down to get the experience, so you definitely want to bring a few. Yeah, I usually use like 10 to 20 per hour. With regards to charms, this is basically what you're going to want to do. You're going to want Poison, Zap, and Flame and Divine Wrath. And also, you're obviously going to want to have a Curse on Panacersus, which I didn't have in the video. So when you look at my results, you can actually push them even a little bit further if you have Curse, which I didn't. For Wheel, I definitely recommend T1 Grenade. It's not it's not that difficult here, and the grenade really does help. It really blows up the arachnophobicas, so that's very useful as well. Definitely recommend that wheel. And the character in the video is level 487 Paladin, 123 distance skill, 35 magic level, and no combat praise active, and the charms as shown in this little screenshot here. So we're going to take a look at the route. Now, before I draw it out, I will warn you that it's complicated to draw it out. It's small, narrow corridors, loads of moving up and down. So it is going to be a little bit difficult to draw it out. I recommend you just watch at least a single full lap of how I do it in the video. But if you just want to watch the route here, then I will do my best to make it as clear as possible. But yeah, just a fair warning, it's not going to be super easy. So let's get started. From level 0, I usually do a little loop here and do my pull. By the way, all the purple little dots are where you're going to be doing the pulls. I've sort of pre-prepared those. So you do your first pull here, someone 0, then you'll go down to -1. Usually I'll go and try and pull out all the monsters from the corridors and usually finish the pull somewhere around here by the stairs. Then you go back up to 0. Then I go up here, pull out some of the monsters, and just sort of pull them all the way south. You'll usually kill 3 or 4 on the way. And then I'll finish the pull somewhere here. I levitate up to +1 here. Then I go up, pull out a few monsters, finish the pull somewhere around here. Then I go up to +2. And this is probably the biggest pull that you're going to be doing one of. Probably the most dangerous one now, so be careful for that one. So what I do is I just pull as many monsters as I can for this narrow corridor. Usually I'll bring 3 or 4 Soul-Broken Harbingers with me, and I just sort of kite everything to the north all the way up to here, and this is where I kill them. I try to pull out the monsters here as well. Now make sure not to stick around here too long. Usually what happens is you'll have like 2 or 3 Panacersuses left over on like yellow health. Leave those, don't finish them, you're going to be able to finish them later. Anyway, then you go into the TP. So we do this section here now. Inside the TP, we're going to do a few pulls here. What I normally do is I'll run first through here to the right. Sometimes, depending on how the monsters are laid out, you might be forced to do a little pull somewhere here before the doorway. If you can avoid it, then don't do it and just run through, you know, pull as many monsters as you can and do your pull here. Afterwards, I go here and do a little pull in this room. Obviously where this purple dot is. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, if you are really high level and you're pushing over 5.5 kk raw, you also will want to go in here into the mirror and then do a couple of pulls in there. But I'm not going to cover that. You should be able to figure it out if you need to. I don't think many people will be doing over 5.5 kk raw, so it shouldn't really be necessary for most people. Anyway, once you do those 2 pulls, you sort of run back, run all the way back, and then I'll usually go through here and into this room, try to pull out monsters from here if possible. Do this pull. After you do it, go here and try to pull out the monsters from this room as well, and do this pull right here, and then get the hell out of the TP. So then you just go out, you come back out on the +2 level here. By this point, there should be enough respawn to do another pull here on +2. So usually I'll just pull everything down and kill it somewhere here by the stair down. Once I've killed it, I go down, go here, do a pull on +1. Again, you will probably end up with 2 Panacersuses on yellow health here on +1. I usually leave those and basically kill them every second lap. Not really worth it to stick around to finish those 2 off. Then you go to 0 and you basically repeat, and that's it. You just kind of go through here, pull all the monsters out, and come back to this first pull here, and then you just do the loop again. As mentioned, it seems relatively complicated, difficult to draw it out for sure. Just watch me do a lap. It's actually not too bad. You get used to it pretty quickly. And yeah, it's an absolutely amazing place. Like I mentioned, I personally rate it as an S tier place. I would definitely come here as a Paladin. You know, if I had this Paladin again at this level, definitely very, 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 very good. This place has been around for years, so I wouldn't anticipate any nerfs anytime soon. So yeah, definitely highly recommended. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. And yeah, I'm going to play you the video now. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.